Hey everyone, it's Sam here and I'm back with another one of these gorgeous fan box cards. Now I made this one after I got a lovely one given to me from my mum. So if you haven't seen this card style and you like the look of this one, I'll have it linked now and it'll be linked below the video. You've got two little boxes either side that you can put, you know, some tissues in. They're just going to be nice just to pop some sweet treats in. It can be pretty much for any occasion. I think it's a great style. But I'm helping support the launch of the new Peanuts Valentine's collection. I thought the fan and in pink, I just think it would look really good. So I'm going to do another version today, but I've changed the size of the boxes. So these are 3/4 of an inch width, but they are taller, 5 inches taller. Let me just sit that one on top. Yeah, 5 inches taller. So you can see that, you know, quite a bit taller there, so you can get a bit more in those. But I'm going to do some other ones as well. I'm going to do some bigger boxes and a big fan, like a really good Christmas card style. So look out for those. For today's card, I'm using the lovely 3D embossing folder. So I've already embossed the detail there. It's very dimensional. It's like two different kind of levels of dimension, so you've got those hearts are a bit higher than these ones. So I've used the A2 3D embossing folder, but you've also got this one here as well. You get ephemera, which I know lots of you like, and then the favourites for me are always the stamp and die set. So I'm using those today, and I've already gone ahead and I've coloured in some of the images. He's in this one here, and then we've got this one from here, but I'm going to do some other samples so you can see some of the other images as well. And then you also get your paper pad, and I pulled out one of the paper designs there, so you've got a nice selection there, but you can see all of this in more detail on the website. So we'll start with the boxes first of all. So you're going to want two, so I've already got that one ready. So you want two pieces of 7 by 7. If it's directional paper, make sure you got it facing the right way up, and you're going to score at 2.5, 3 1/4, 5 3/4 and 6 1/2. Then rotate it so that 1/2 inch tab is at the bottom, and then along the other side you're going to score at 3/4, 6 3/4 and 6 1/2. So do that twice, and then while I've got the scoreboard, you can do your concertina pieces as well. So you're going to want two pieces of 8 1/4 by 5, and you're going to score at every 3/4 of an inch. So you're going to score at 3/4, 1 1/2, 2 1/4, 3, 3 3/4, 4 1/2, 5 1/4, 6, 6 3/4 and 7 1/2. And you want to do that twice. So with the boxes, you just want to fold and burnish all the score lines, and then we want to do some cutting. So you'll have a 1/2 inch tab on the top and a 1/2 inch tab on the right hand side. You want to then cut up the bottom. You'll have these score lines, and just cut up to that first score line, like so. And then this last little corner, just remove that completely, and then just take a little wedge off of that piece and turn it all the way around to this side. You'll have the same score lines, but this time you're going to cut past the first score line and up to the second one. So again, all the way down there, again past the first, down to the second. Now above the two sections here, the little squares, just remove the rectangle, and then this end bit here, just remove that, and again just cut a little wedge. Now this section here we want to remove completely, so if you just fold that one under, and then just take, I use my longer scissors just to go right across and take that piece out. So if I lay it down, that's what you want to have. Now the bottom one here, this is your top, that's your closure. These little squares, just take a little wedge off of each side, okay, and just make sure that these ones you've got no visible kind of score lines. Just tidy those up a little bit. Next we can put this together, so you want to take your glue and run it all down your 1/2 inch tab. If you flip it over, fold over the 1 inch side and that tab with the glue on, and then the whole front section, or that whole big section, just fold that over. So you can, you know, if you want to make a few of these, but you don't want to maybe put them all together, you can get all the boxes ready and then just keep them flat pack. Okay, so this is going to close all in, and this is going to close over. Now I want that to all face the back, so you can see you got a nice finish there. So this one here, we want to be the last one to stick down. So again, we have a nice finish on the bottom. So fold that one up, fold the sides out, and fold this one down, and then just run your glue all the way along, and then fold in your tabs, add a little glue, and then just close that up. So it's nice and neat now on the bottom, And also, I mean, this is quite a long box, but also inside it's nice and neat there. You can just go in with a ruler or your burnishing tool and just make sure that's all secure. Now, when you go to close it, it probably won't close properly because we need to tidy up the edges here. So on the outer sides here, these little squares, just take a little bit off. Probably be a lot of it will be the score lines. Just take a little bit, maybe not as much as you took on the bottom ones, because we want this to keep itself locked. If it doesn't and it pops open, you can put a little bit of hook and loop behind here and put it on there. See that that's not quite going in either. So again, I'm just going to look here and I can see there's a bit of score line down this side. So I'm just going to tidy that whole side up there. And again, just maybe just take a little bit off. Just angle it slightly, not too much. And then just give it a test and you'll see that closes up perfectly. Now I'm going to add little finger pulls to this, but I want to add my pattern paper first. So I've got, for the fronts, the embossed pieces, which I love. Like I said, it's so dimensional, it's really nice. So these are 2 pieces of, I think it's 2 1/4. Yep, 2 1/4 by 4 3/4. So they're going to stick on there. And then I've got some of the pattern paper here. So I've got 2 pieces, they're going to go on the back, and then I've got, I'm not going to need those ones, these are going to go on the side. So these are 1/2 inch, so you just need one for this side and one for that side, because the inner pieces will have the fan stuck on, so you don't need to worry about them. And then to decorate the tops, I've got 2 pieces here, which are again 1/2 inch by 2 1/4. Okay, so my boxes are all ready there. Like I said, I'll do the finger pulls in a minute. I want to get these bits together next. So you want to concertina fold them. So you're just going to do a mountain, valley, all the way along, like so. Okay, and you'll see you've got a mountain at one end and then the valley at the other. So you want to flip one of them around. We're going to stick the mountain over the valley. So we want to add some glue just onto this section here. So we then make it one long piece of cardstock. So just gonna, this is the mountain one, just popping it underneath, and that will line up nicely. And then just fold it all down just so you can really make sure it's secure, and give this a good burnish as well. Now with the fan, I recommend you use a lighter weight cardstock. So this is like a 230, a 300 GSM. You're probably going to get cracking and it'll just be so bulky as well. So I definitely recommend going lighter. And then you'll find you've got a mountain at one end and a valley at the other. The mountain end, we just want to snip that piece off. Okay, so I'm just going to neatly cut right down that score line like so. So you should have these kind of pieces at each end, and then 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 mountains. All right, so you're going to take each of your box, make sure you got your pattern paper on one side and it's plain on the other, and it should open from the back. Okay, you're going to run glue all on this side here and all on this side here, and you're going to stick each of these pieces onto them. Put my glue on there, and I just find it easiest to just push this onto the box, and then you can just, easy to line it up, make sure it's nice and flush with the top and the bottom. Okay, and then again on this side, and then again just push it up to that side till it's all stuck down. Okay, and then just push it all together, and that's how it's going to look on the card. And then you can do a test run and bring it out, and you'll see you get that lovely fan effect. It's so cool. I love this style. Okay, next you want to make your base. So I've cut a piece of white card that's 7 by 2 1/2, then a piece of pink that is 6 3/4 by 2 1/4, and then the white is 6 1/2 by 2. Now I'm going to do some more stamping on this piece because I like having another little message on the bottom there. So you want to just sit this down in the middle if you want it that way. You can have it towards the back, but if you're going to put stuff in the boxes, it probably might topple over. So I'm going to keep this in the middle, but I've got some long sentiments that can easily stamp even in that small space there. So I'm going to do that in a moment. But what you also want to do is create your hinges. I forgot to give you these pieces. You'll want 2 pieces of 3 by 3/4 inch, and along the 3-inch side, you want to score at 1/2 inch. And then we've got a 2 1/2 section, and that's going to fit underneath your box. I've done mine in the colour to match the fan and the border, and then I will cut another strip once I give get the measurement, I'll give you that, and that will cover the hinges. So you want to fold them, so you're going to have one this way and one that way. Okay, and then the hinge will stick onto this piece, so it will allow the box to open. So just take your glue, run it all down that 2.5 section. Got my tab here. I'm going to stick it to the bottom of my box. So the tab is on the outside where the pattern paper is. So I ended up going for this one. I would pick you every time from one of the sets. It's this one here, but I just cut it through the middle so I could have it as one long word. So it was on the one line rather than on the two. So now I can stick this one, and that's going to be right below it. So you want to add a little glue. You need to hold these in together, but you want to add your glue on the bottoms, just the tabs, nowhere else. And then you want to make sure the tabs are folded under. You want to get it in the middle of this piece, as good as. And then you can open up the box and you can go in to put pressure on that tab. You might want to close the boxes off completely, which is what my mum did. You could put something a bit weighted in there if you wanted to. Just give that a minute to dry. So if you want to make sure you get it in the middle, it's 7/8 of an inch in from each side there, and then from the edge here it's 3/4 of an inch. But now when you open it up, you have that very cool fan. It won't topple over, it holds itself there. So you can add a belly band, so you just wrap a piece of card around this so it can slide off, and then when they open it, it will pop open. But I do kind of like it as a solid piece, so I'm going to use this decoration here, and I think I'm going to have the XO right in the middle, and then I'm going to have Charlie Brown with the heart on this side, and then is it Lisa? I always get the names mixed up, on this side. No, maybe I'm thinking The Simpsons anyway. She's going to go on the left with, I think, Woodstock next to her as well. And then I think I'm going to cut a few more hearts from my stash and add a few other little elements as well. So that's everything now stuck down. So I'm just going to finish it with the finger pulls, and then I've got this piece to cover the tabs if that's what you want to do. So just open these up. You might want to do this before, but if you've got a little circle punch, and you just want to pop it in so it's nice and centered, and you just want half of it to go over the top of the box, and then it will just cut that little semicircle. It just makes it easier for the person to open the box. Also, if you want somewhere to write your message, you might want to keep one of these sides plain, or you can write your message underneath there. So then this piece is 3/4 by just under 5.5. Just take it down just a little bit so it definitely sits. Do a little dry run. So just you're sitting this over the two tabs, so it sits right underneath. So mine's actually a bit too big. You see it's arched, so I'm just going to cut another little bit off the edge. Now I said in the tutorial for this one, you might want to cut slots in this piece 3/4 of an inch long, and slide the tabs through the slots so then they stick underneath if you want this to be completely plain on the front. But this is just an easy option, and I think it looks quite nice as well because it all ties in. So that, I know that'll be the right size now, but that's just going to sit across that one and just pop it under. You just want to make sure it covers your tabs like so. If you take your bone folder, you can get that right in there. If you're squashing yours back down, then you can just push it all down onto that. So thank you for watching. So I've just brought in my mum's one, so I just went and dug it out, but you can see how that pops open, and she's decorated the sides of these as well, which is something you might want to do. And then you can just display the belly band. But if you've got weight in the boxes, that might bring the fan in a bit, so it might not pop out once it's maybe been posted to someone, or if it's been closed for a while, which is why I think I prefer this way, where it's just already open. But whether you go for the open version or this version, they're both really nice. So I'll just bring that one up again. I'm going to add a little bit of glaze onto the hearts just to add a bit of shine. You can see where I've added it onto the birthday word there and the berries. Yeah, I think they're wonderful, and you can see them side by side, like the difference as well. So if you want to go for something a bit bigger, then hopefully you enjoy this one. But like I said, I am going to do a little bit of a mini series, but they're not going to be like back to back. I'm just going to keep throwing this style in every now and then. So as always, thank you for watching. All of the products that I've used today you'll be able to find linked in the description box below the video. Also coming up will be the playlist with this one in if you want to go and check that one out. Give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed today. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos, and drop me a comment as well because I do enjoy reading them. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.